In the ClayWorld Diner, everything is made of clay. Even the chairs and the floors, the waiters and the doors. But the most fantastical part of the diner is the food. Imagine you went to this magical diner and asked for a hot dog. The waitress comes back with some clay and tells you that at this diner you make your own food, out of clay. You look at the tray in front of you with the materials to make a clay hot dog. You receive two foil structures. Let's pretend they're also made of clay. Different colors of ClayWorld's clay and two eyes for the dog. Eyes, you ask? Yes, this edible canine will have a head, a face, and a personality too. Hopefully you can also give your dog a yummy name. To begin, let's make some colors to make the hot dog bun. Take a stick of brown clay, a small piece of yellow, and a tiny piece of red. Play with them until they are softer and roll them into worms. Stick the three colors together and swirl them around each other. Turn them into a ball, then roll them back into a stick and twirl them around again. Repeat this until you have a single color for the bun. Flatten the mixed clay and cover the bun structure with small patches at a time. Once all the structure is covered, take some time to smooth the surface all throughout. You can use a rolling pin or a thick marker to make it really smooth. For the hot dog head and body, take some light brown clay. Knead it and flatten it. Cover the structure completely with a thin layer and smooth it throughout. Be careful to cover the ears with a very small amount of clay and shape them as shown, rotating them externally just a little at the base. Place the hot dog body into the bun so that the sausage part is tucked in between the sides of the bread. For the mustard and ketchup, roll a long, very thin strand of yellow and red clay. Carefully place them side by side along the sausage in a wavy pattern. Let's add more toppings to the hot dog now. What do you like on yours? Cheese, pickles, salsa, corn, chili? The possibilities are endless. We picked relish and onions for ours. For the relish, place a strand of green clay on one side of the sausage, where it meets the bun, and roll small green spheres. If you wish, make them into tiny cubes or swirls as shown. To make the swirls, roll the spheres into ovals, flatten them, and swirl them into spirals between your thumb and index fingers. Stick them to the top and to the sides of the green strand to get a good hearty serving of relish. For the onions, mix some white and a tiny bit of yellow clay and repeat the process on the other side of the sausage. Make the legs last so your hot dog doesn't take off running. Roll 4 medium spheres of brown clay and 12 tiny spheres of the same color for the toes, 3 toes for each foot. Roll the medium spheres into cones, which are not very pointy but rather rounded at the tip. Make them about as long as the hot dog is wide. Bend the foot at the ankle and flatten the top of the foot slightly. Then flatten the legs a little bit and place them on the sides of the bun, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Stick the tiny spheres on the feet to make the toes, 3 on each foot. Place some more toppings to cover the top juncture of each leg and the bun. Make the tail by rolling some brown clay into a cone and placing the base of the cone at the back of the sausage. Make the dog's teeth by rolling a small amount of white clay into a long thin strand with pointy ends. It will go from the bottom back of the snout on one side along the bottom edge to reach the other side. Make the bottom jaw by rolling a small piece of brown clay into a sphere, then an oval, and flatten it. Stick another slightly smaller oval of black clay on the top of the bottom jaw. Add the tongue, mixing a little piece of white clay with a very small amount of red clay. Roll the resulting pink clay into a cone, flatten it, and use a toothpick to make a longitudinal indentation down the middle of the tongue. Stick the tongue under the teeth onto the bottom side of the top jaw. Place the bottom jaw under the top jaw, leaving the mouth slightly open, and fade the brown clay at the juncture on the throat, using your finger to rub the clay to blend it. Roll a very small amount of brown clay into a thin worm and place it along the bottom lip. Adjust the mouth so that it seems like the tongue is sticking out and hanging down over the bottom jaw. Make some cheeks by rolling very small amounts of brown clay into pointy ovals. Bend them a little and place them on the edges of the mouth. Make a ridge of brown clay down the middle of the top of the snout. Fade the ridge to the snout by rubbing with your finger to blend the clay together. The ridge extends from the forehead to the middle of the snout. Add the eyes on either side of the ridge and make eyebrows by rolling very small amounts of brown clay into pointy ovals. Bend them slightly and place them over the eyes. Make black highlights with small thin strands of clay over the first set of eyebrows. Make a black triangle for the nose. Place it on the front of the snout pointing downwards. That is it. Make your final adjustments and place your hot dog on a sheet of foil. Bake it at 300 degrees for 15 minutes and enjoy your hot dog